Welcome to Rack of the Week number 207. Last week we did some straight pool. This week we're going to look at a brand new game. It's straight pool, but it's where each opponent only gets one pocket. You've probably never seen these guys. This is a guy on the left is named Shane Van Boning, and on the right his name is Fedor Gorst. Of course I'm joking. They're playing one pocket. One pocket's kind of like straight pool. And the way that it's being played today, these guys are running 8 and out from nowhere. We'll take a look at that in a second. As usual, I want to mention my newest supporters on Patreon and YouTube, Paulie and Dennis. You can see my student level supporters there. Head over to Patreon or hit the join button here on YouTube to learn about that. And check out my 14-1 gear over on shortstoponpool.com, all kinds of colors, shirts, hoodies, different things. There is a new version of the Bridgemate out. It's called the Bridgemate X2. Basically, it combines the features of the Bridgemate and the Railmate in one. You use it like a Bridgemate like this. It has fabric on the side, so you can turn it on its side and use it as a Railmate as well. You don't need two things. You get both functions in one item. It is available now for pre-orders on shortstoponpool.com. Okay, let's get into this. Today we're talking about one pocket. I wanted to feature a match with, a good one pocket match with moves and strategies. And I started looking at the Derby City that just finished up recently. Fedor and Shane played in the finals, and it was not a typical one pocket game in that sense. Back in the day when I played one pocket more often, Cliff Joyner was considered the number one pocket player in the country. And boy, I don't remember there being as many 8 and outs back then. There was a beginning game and a middle game and an end game, and games went a long time. This match between Fedor and Shane took 48 minutes for the entire match. Race to 3, and they played 4 games, 48 minutes. If you look on the screen right there, you can see they each ran out. Fedor ran out 8 and out twice. Shane did once, and Fedor ran 7 balls in the last game. It took 4 minutes for Fedor to run out, 5 minutes for Shane, 3 minutes for this, and then 5 minutes for this 7-ball run. That's, 17 minutes out of the 48. 48 minutes for an entire match. Back in the day, it was not unusual to see a single game take 48 minutes. Before this match started, Scott Frost mentioned that whoever wins the leg is the favorite to win the match. And that's because when you break first, your opponent has to break serve. Your opponent has to win a game on your break in order to win the match, at least once. It's a huge advantage, especially when these guys are not playing for the end game. They just want a shot so they can run 8 and out. We're going to take a look at just 2 of the runs of 8 and out. As you can see, there were 9 innings in the first game. And then Shane had to shoot a takeout shot. Difficult shot, high risk, didn't get the cue ball stunned forward the way he wanted. It might have gotten knocked out of position. And then Fedor ran 8 and out. We'll look at that. Second game, Shane broke. Fedor played 1 safety shot, and then Shane ran 8 and out. We'll take a look at that 8 and out. The third game, Fedor broke, and then Shane went for a risky shot. We're going to take a look at that shot, and I'll try it out on my table. It didn't work out. It didn't go. That spread the balls pretty wide, and Fedor ran 8 and out. The third game, there was, again, only 4 innings, but a few innings with, safeties and kicks, moves. And then Shane inadvertently scratched, and Fedor ran 7 and out. There weren't a lot of innings after that. There was 1 inning, and then Shane made Fedor made an incredible shot to close out the match, and we'll take a look at that shot. So let's get into the match. On your screen is a montage of the 8 shots of Fedor's run out. If you look in the top left, shot number 1, you see Shane wanted the cue ball to stop farther forward. I think it got double kissed and ended up leaving a shot. Fedor's going to play. We're going to take a real quick look at this run out. Fedor needs to shoot the cue ball 3 rows around the top of the table, playing position for that low and solid, which you can see shot number 2, top center in your table. But he's just going to draw back for the combination.
Nice control.
Now, from this combination, which you can see in shot 3, it's not nearly straight, almost straight. The 1 ball is going to move this way. But he's just going to hold the cue ball for the 5. Now, I'll ask you, after the 5, what would you do? I would draw the cue ball this way, knowing that I'm going to have a shot on this 10. just in case the combination doesn't go in, I've got a bunch of blocker balls, and hopefully the object ball stays near the pocket. Fedor is thinking all offense. He's going to play the cue ball.
First choice.
This 5 ball, you can see shot number 4 on the left side of your screen. He plays the cue ball off from the 8 ball to move some of the balls out of that cluster right away, and loosen them up, hoping to run 8 and out. So if you see in the center of your screen now, the cue ball came a little bit farther than he might have been comfortable with. You can see that's a bit of a thin cut, and he wants to control the cue ball. He doesn't want to crash into these balls. The scratch is going to be really big, but he draws the cue ball off from the 11 to kind of control the cue ball, get it to slow down there. He either will have a shot on this stripe, or if it comes out, he'll have a shot on this 3 ball. Delicate shot, hit perfectly.
Clean. Like so.
And
Great
now it's
shot.
more of a routine matter. Now he doesn't need to go into those balls because 2 balls are now open.
Oof.
So just
a little wide. He's a little bit of a player myself that if he should have taken the up-table chance a little earlier, Shane.
It's like a triple, quadruple bank
every
shot.
Defensive play back, every return.
For Fedor to hit a ball that
3-rail bang.
Easy tap in here for the win. Now you're seeing Shane's run out. Fedor was playing a safety shot after Shane's break, and he had a very shallow angle, and he was trying to bring the cue ball down here past this 13. Didn't get the speed control right. Now I'll ask you, facing this shot, what are you going to do cutting in this 13? Even the announcers were mentioning he doesn't have to shoot this 13. He's got a bank shot on the 4 ball with a clear opportunity to either run into these balls and then have the 8 or play the cue ball past them. But Shane is going for the run out. That's the new way of playing nowadays, apparently, with these top players. They are thinking nothing but run out. The best safety is to not let your opponent to the table even at all, even just to kick at something. So Shane's trying to run out. There's an opportunity. You're hitting this so thin. I would probably just want to cinch the ball, make sure I don't miss, and let the cue ball run straight into the stack, hoping that I get a shot on the 8 or something else. The disadvantage with that shot is the cue ball, or you're going to be knocking balls from the pack over this way towards your opponent's side of the hole. Okay, why don't we hit it even harder so that they go to this rail and bounce back? Well, that's just foolish. You're just making the pocket for this 13 ball so tiny, so missable. Shane chooses another option. If you watch in the top left shot 1, he's trying to hit the 4 ball there to get a shot on the 8.
Impossible here. I think he's sending into the 6.
And also, fortunately, misses the scratch. Now, if you look in the top center shot number 2, I don't think there's enough room to bank the 8 ball. But even if there was, where are you going to go with the cue ball? You don't want to sell out. You don't want to play position for banking this next ball. You'd want to draw back out to center table or something. So that's really difficult. Shane ends up playing this combination bank, the 7, I think 14 that is. But he's got to get the cue ball to go forward and kind of dodge the 14 so he doesn't get a double kiss, do a little dance.
I think he's stunning into the 6
perfectly. With a real soft speed,
what a shot that
pocket
was.
to make that 14 ball go in. So now he's going to shoot this combination shot. So I'll ask you again, what are you doing in this combination? Are you just cinching the ball and thinking you're going to play a move afterward? You're cutting the 4 ball to your left, so maybe there's going to be right English on the cue ball. I would think you might want to draw the cue ball here to play position for the 7, or a little farther to play position for the 2. Maybe not, because then if you miss, you're selling out the 7 ball. That's what I'm thinking about. But then again, maybe you just want to cinch that ball. I think that's what Shane did.
The 1-9's not wired.
It's not like thinking about risking the run out. From this position, shot number 4, there's a combination to either bank or 2-rail the 9 ball this way and stick the cue ball right here. That's not a bad opportunity at all. It leaves a ball on your opponent's side, so maybe you don't want to do that. If you're not thinking about the run out, you're going to be thinking about this move and really sticking the cue ball. I think Shane is still thinking run out. You can back cut bank this 7 ball. The cue ball is going to go 3 rails around the table. You don't want to play position for this stripe because you could then leave. If you don't make the bank shot, you're leaving this combination shot on for your opponent. So Shane's playing the speed control. We'll let this shot fly.
Right, he's going to make a good shot on that.
All the way around.
If he makes the 7, he doesn't have to worry about the 1.
Right.
If he doesn't set up that combination.
Nice. Right.
Plays it perfect. Perfect speed control. As you can see, shot number 5 in the center of the table. Now, as a straight pool player, we do this routinely. Send the cue ball to the bottom rail and then up into the stack. You're hoping to hit the 5 or the 15 or the 5, then the 15 to preserve this stripe as a shot and the cue ball here to shoot that ball in the corner. Shane has already studied this, though, and he's noticed that this combination is lined up to the left side of the pocket. If he can hit the 15 into the top, he can push the 5 this way, throw that object ball into the pocket. That's what he's playing position for.
Good luck here.
4-ball combination, 115, 5, whatever that stripe is. Shot number 6 on the right side of the screen. Doesn't even have to aim much. He knows that ball's going in. And in the last 2-0 routine, you do want to draw the cue ball back into that stripe with the 7 to make sure that you don't end up behind it. And the last ball is a tap in. So that's back-to-back 8 and outs in the match. The next game, Fedor breaks. Shane goes for this shot. This is Shane's shot. Now, he has opportunities to do something else. He can shoot the 8 ball, stick the cue ball on the top of the rack. There's a couple balls loose over here on Fedor's side that we're not seeing. But Shane studies this and decides that this 4-ball combination is on. If you look at it, here's the head spot. These 3 balls are still where they were when racked. I'm going to set this up on my table. I have the donuts on my table so I can set it up over and over and get the balls in the same spot. I did an overlay of this image onto the camera view of my table to place another donut for this stripe and for the 3-ball. Those are the only balls that matter. We'll also take a look at the 4-ball, but the rest of them I left out because they don't matter. But the point is this. When you draw a line through those balls, that's this green line. That's the center lines of those 3 frozen balls. So what we've got to do is realize that the 2-ball is going to travel along that line. And the question is, will that occupy the space for the ghost ball to pocket the stripe in the pocket? So if you draw the line from the pocket through the center of that stripe and then locate the ghost ball on that line, there's that little black dot is the center of the ghost ball. So that, as you can see, the 2-ball, now, of course, this is in hindsight, being able to draw graphics over the screen. Shane didn't have that available. He cited it and decided that that the combination was either on or that he would throw the 2-ball in this direction in order to arrive at the ghost ball position and pocket the combination. He shot it, and the 12-ball hit the rail about here. Missed it by a fair margin. The question that I'm asking you is, if you're shooting the cue ball into the 14, can you expect the 2-ball to throw this direction at all? The announcers said that the 2-ball caromed off the 3, and when you play it back in slow motion, it did not. The 3 didn't factor into the shot at all. I'm suggesting that no, shooting at the top side of the 14 will not throw the cue ball. But shooting at the top side of the 11 could throw the 2-ball, push it this direction where it might end up in the ghost ball position to pocket the ball. Let's go to my table and we'll take a look at this and we'll run an experiment and see if we can learn anything from it. Well, what I'm going to do is hit the 14 ball first. I don't think that should throw the 2-ball forward, but we'll see where the 12 hits the rail. I'm going to hit this hard. Okay, so I'll probably hit about here. So I marked that in yellow, approximately where the 12-ball hit. So right into the top side of the 11-ball. No spin. So now I'm shooting into the 11-ball because, as I said previously, I think the only way you can get the 2-ball to throw this way is to hit the 11 to try and push it that way. Let's see if we can judge whether the 12-ball hits the rail any closer than it just did. Not really. Okay, so this time I'm I'm going to shoot with right English. Same thing on the top here with right English on the cue ball. So I'm using right English this time because if you think about it, if you're just cutting the 12 ball to the pocket, you're going to use right English. So if you're cutting the 2 ball into the 12, you want to use left English. So since we're hitting the 11, it goes back to right again. So right English to try and add to the throw of the 2 ball in this direction. Let's see where the 12 ball finishes. Pretty much the same spot every single time. The 4 ball froze into those. Well, I'm going to go ahead and erase my lines because it's kind of a mess. But what I've done now is frozen the 4 ball. When you look at the original one, it looks like the 4 ball was also in there. And is that going to hurt or help throwing the 12? I don't think it makes a difference. So the point is, I don't blame Shane one little bit for shooting this shot, because if you're standing over it without the advantage of being able to overlay the lines and the ghost ball and everything, I mean, it kind of looks like the 12 ball is going to get there and cut that 2 ball in. It's only in hindsight that we can tell that it wouldn't. Let me know in the comments. The score is 1-1. Are you going to shoot this shot thinking that you're going to smash the rack and be able to run out? Or are you going to go for a different move? Let me know in the comments. This is the last shot of the match, the last shot of game number 4. As I mentioned, Fedor broke. There were a few innings, and then Shane inadvertently scratched. Fedor ran 7 balls, and then he needed to pocket the 8 ball, which was hanging in the jaws of Shane's pocket, tapped it in and left the cue ball there. That put the cue ball on the spot. Shane owed 2. As you can see the penny, he still owes 1. Shane shot the 8 ball 2 rails out of the corner up here, and it ended up there. And he used extreme spin, right spin on the cue ball to arrive in this position. That's a great shot. Now, put yourself in Fedor's shoes. You need 1 ball. What are you going to do from here? Sure, the 2 ball is a viable shot when you know that you're not going to sell out and you can play the cue ball to a safe position. You're ahead 7 to -1. Are you going to shoot this 2 ball? I'm not, for the reason I just mentioned. The easiest shot, the most passive shot, but it's safe, is to simply leg this stripe in this direction and up, probably knock the 7 ball up a little bit. The cue ball is going to go side rail down to the bottom rail. You're hoping that it doesn't come out to like here and leave a shot on the 8, a bank shot this direction. Okay, but it's going to be a pretty safe shot if you hit it well. A more adventurous players might try to split these balls and send the 7 this way and this way, the 13 ball this way, the 7 ball bottom rail and up, the 13 to the side rail and then out, and then the cue ball to the bottom rail. Pretty adventurous shot, but it's a possibility. There might be other safety options, but I'm not looking at the shooting the 2 ball because of the huge lead. That is not what's on the mind of today's modern players, in my opinion. They want to win the game. They want, just like 9 ball and 10 ball, the best safety is to not even let your opponent to the table at all, not even to kick at a ball. Fantastic shot. Bottom line, you got to give him to that. This object ball goes in the center.
Oh, he did control the cue.
The cue ball heads.
What a performance this guy has just put on.
Actually stops right here, just short of Shane's pocket. That's not an accident. That's on purpose. Cue ball side rail, and below these balls so that it's safe should Fedor not make that 2 ball. I'm going to play that 2 ball shot in slow motion and zoom in a little bit. Watch Fedor's Q-tip. Did you see that? His Q-tip went dead straight on the backstroke, dead straight on the follow-through, and finished on the table. Only after the cue ball was long gone, of course, Fedor drops his elbow. Only then did the Q-tip come up. But the point is, most players, when they're shooting a shot like this with a lot of force, in addition to being elevated over the rail of the cue, their Q-tip's going to dip to the left if you're a right-hander. There was no dip, no deviation left or right. Perfectly straight delivery. That's Fedor Gorst for you. An amazing match, amazing games. 3 8-and-outs and a 7-out in a game, in a match that lasted for 4 games. You know, a little while ago, we watched Fedor and Shane play a race to 120. Was it 9-ball or 10-ball? I think it was 9-ball. Wouldn't it be great to see Fedor and Shane play a race to 50 or even a race to 30 in one pocket? Because frankly, this little race to 3, that's a coin flip. If Shane made that 4-ball combination, it would have been 2-2, and who knows what happens. A race to 3 is just too short. Love to see these guys play a long race. Maybe that'll happen sometime. Anyway, fantastic match. Head over to AccuStats or Digital Pool and check it out for yourself. Next week, we're going to be playing straight pool. I pre-recorded this rack of the week because right now I'm in Vegas playing in the Predator 10-ball open. So next week, we're going to be rack of the week will be straight pool, and I'll report back to you. How did I do? Did I win any matches? Did I win any games against the pros? I think I will, but we'll see how it goes. I know I'm going to have fun. If you're going to play pool in order to have fun, play it straight. See you next week on Rack of the Week. Bye.